Hi, everybody. My name's Charlie Malone, and I'm really happy to be here with you this afternoon. I love sharing stories with you. Today, we're going to share a Cherokee story. Grandmother Spider Brings the Sun. And I don't know about you, but on December 21st, we celebrated the winter solstice, and part of celebrating the first day of winter is also celebrating the sun. I've heard different versions of this story, so I'm really excited to share this version of it with you. Grandmother Spider Brings the Sun by Geri, Keams, and illustrated by James Bernardin. And this is a note from the author. In this story, Grandmother Spider creates a bowl in which fire is carried. To this day, the Cherokee people make clay bowls, which reminds them of Grandmother Spider's remarkable journey. Just as Grandmother Spider carried her bowl through the long tunnel, Cherokee potters placed their bowls of soft clay in a cool, dark place to dry and harden. And just as Grandmother Spider's bowl became stronger as she carried the sun in it, Cherokee potters placed their bowls in a hot fire to give them strength. Grandmother Spider Brings the Sun teaches us to respect and honor fire, Grandmother Spider, and all our four-legged friends, just as the Cherokee people do. A long time ago, it is said that half the world had the sun. But the other side of the world was very dark. It was so dark that all the animals were always bumping into each other and getting lost. Wolf lived on this side of the world, and he was tired of everybody bumping into him and asking him for directions. For you see, Wolf could see in the nighttime. Wolf gathered all the animals together in a big cave. He got up in front of them and crossed his arms, and he said, "I'm tired of everybody bumping into me and asking me for directions. I have an idea," he said. "I think we should go to the other side of the world and ask them for a piece of their sun. I think if we're nice, they'll give us a piece." Another animal jumped up. This was Coyote. Coyote was known as the trickster because he played tricks on people, and sometimes he lied, cheated, and even stole things. Coyote said, No. I don't think we should be so nice. If they're so nice, how come they haven't offered us a piece of their sun already?" And the other animals nodded in agreement. "I have a better idea," Coyote said. "I think we should sneak over there and just steal a piece." "Steal a piece?" said Wolf. "What are you talking about, Coyote?" Calm down, Coyote said. "We're not going to steal a big piece. We'll only take a little piece. They'll never even miss it." And that is what they decided to do. Then all the animals began asking, "Who's going to go to the other side of the world? How will they get there?" And everybody had an idea, but none seemed just quite right. Then from the back of the room came a small voice. "Hey, I'll go. Wolf said, "Who's that? Come down here. I can't see you." Down to the front of the room came a little round animal with chubby cheeks. She was shy and quiet, and she stood up in front of all the animals, and as she looked at all those hundreds of eyes looking back at her, she got kind of scared. She looked out over the crowd of animals, and she said in her timid voice, "Hi, my name is Possum. I think I can go to the other side of the world. You see, I've got these really long, sharp claws, and I think I can dig a tunnel. And when I go all the way to the other side of the world, I'll take a piece of the sun, and I'll hide it in my big, bushy tail." And Wolf said, "Oh, a tunnel. That is the best idea yet." So, Possum went to the big wall of dirt at the back of the cave, stuck in her sharp claws, and began to dig and dig and dig and dig, faster and faster and faster and faster. Possum disappeared inside the tunnel, and soon she had gone all the way to the other side of the world. Now, Possum had never seen the sun, so when she popped out on the other side, the light hit her eyes and she was blinded. Her eyes got all squinty and she rubbed them with her dirty fist, saying, "Hey, I can't see." Well, you know, Possum's eyes have been squinty and ringed with dirt ever since. Possum struggled over to the sun, took a little piece, and put it inside her big old bushy tail. Then she turned around and came running back down the tunnel. Possum ran faster and faster and faster and faster. Something started to get really hot inside her tail, but Possum kept running faster and faster. That something got hotter, and Possum kept running faster, and she soon ran into the room where all the animals were waiting. They all saw smoke coming out of her tail, and they screamed, "Possum, your tail, your tail!" and threw water on her. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The light was gone. And when the smoke had cleared, Wolf looked up and said, "Oh no, Possum, look at your tail. It's all skinny. It doesn't have any fur on it." And you know, Possum's tail has been this way ever since. Wolf said, "Well, we still don't have any sun. What are we going to do now?" A loud voice from the back of the room said, "Send me! I'll go!" And down to the front marched a large bird with long black feathers all over his body and a crown of feathers on top of his head. And he held his head high and stuck his chest out as he marched importantly past the other animals. You see, this bird was kind of a show-off. He thought, here's the most beautiful bird in the whole wide world. And he stood up in front of all the other animal people and he said, "It's me, Big Bad Buzzard. I'll go to the other side of the world and it won't take me long at all. But I wouldn't be so stupid as to hide the light in my tail. I'm going to hide it in my beautiful crown of feathers." Buzzard jumped into the tunnel and soared through the darkness, and it didn't take long at all until he came out on the other side. Buzzard took a little piece of the sun, put it inside his crown of feathers, turned around, and soared back down the tunnel faster and faster and faster and faster. He was a turkey vulture, and he was a very good flyer. And as he came down the tunnel, something started to get hot on top of his head. I'm sure you know what it was. Buzzard soared faster and faster, and something got hotter and hotter. Faster he soared, and soon he came into the room where all the animals were waiting. They looked up and they saw smoke coming from Buzzard's head. "Oh no, Buzzard! Your head! Your head!" And they got water. Whoosh! They splashed it right on him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And the light went out. Now Wolf looked up and said, "Buzzard, I've got bad news for you. You're bald." All of Buzzard's feathers crackled and fell down to the ground. Big Bad Buzzard got so shy and quiet that he ran and hid in the back of the room. And you know, Buzzard has been bald ever since, and he still doesn't like anybody looking at him too closely. Wolf said, "Oh, Possum burned her tail off, and now Buzzard's bald, and we still don't have any sun. What are we going to do now?" A tiny voice from up above said, "Send me. I'll go. Hey, send me. I'll go." Wolf looked all around, but he couldn't tell where the voice was coming from. "Who's that? Where are you? Come down where I can see you." And down from the corner of the ceiling squeaked the tiniest voice. "Send me." And right there in front of Wolf landed a tiny spider. The spider looked up and Wolf looked down, and Wolf said, "Oh, no, not you, Grandma. You can't go to the other side of the world. You're too old, and besides, I'm sorry to say you're too slow." Well, this was Grandmother Spider, and she had done many, many things to help the animals in her long life. And she crossed her little arms and said, "I know I'm old. You don't have to tell me that. But I want to help my people one more time. And I need a piece of clay about so big. And you'll get me a piece, won't you, son?" So Wolf went and got Grandmother Spider a piece of clay. And she sat in the middle of the room and began to chant and touch the clay. And soon she had worked the clay into a little bowl. She picked up that beautiful clay bowl and disappeared inside the tunnel. They say it took Grandmother Spider a long, long, long time to get to the other side of the world. She was old and she was slow. Now, the sun guards were out. They knew somebody was trying to steal some of their sun, and they stood in a tight circle around it. And they were not going to let anybody through. Ooh, the sun guards were mean-looking monsters. They had fire coming out of their heads. They had fire coming out of their mouths. And they held their weapons